to the roll call and add in front of Senator Lujan, replace Senator with pro temp. Is there a second? Second by Senator Novak. All right. Is there any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, we're going to vote in. Does anyone disapprove unanimous consent of the motion? All right. That passes. Back onto the general agenda. Senator Novak.
Can I make a motion to push TikTok on the clock to the bottom of new business?
We have a motion to move Resolution 2526-03 to the end of new business. Is there a second? Second by Senator Rose. Is there any discussion on the amendment? Seeing no discussion, would you all be non-approving of unanimous consent? Seeing no disapproval, that passes. We're now back into the agenda as a whole. Is there any further discussion on the agenda? Audience member?
Make a motion to add to committee reports. No. But to add onto their safety and facilities and class gift.
We have a motion to add safety and facilities and class gift to committee reports. Is there a second? Second by Senator Rose. Is there any discussion on the amendment? Seeing no discussion, we'll be moving to voting. Does anyone not approve unanimous consent? All right, that passes unanimously. Moving on to agenda as a whole. Is there any further discussion? Senator Lujan.
The agenda date to 10:09 instead of 10:07.
That is House rules, so I will not hear that motion.
It's correct on the agenda I'm looking at. It says 9. I think the wrong one might have just been printed instead of the new one.
All good. Webb?
Resolutions to the top of new business, only because that we have to go through executive session and questions for all of them. And so next week, then when we come back, it'd be easier so we have a full Senate.
We have a motion to move all resolutions pertaining to the nominees to the top of new business. Is there a second? Second by Senator Rose. Is there any discussion on the amendment to the agenda? Senator Novak.
We kind of need to talk about the editorial amendments because we kind of need that for policy committee, which is going to meet today at 3 p.m. And so it'd be best if we could get over the editorial amendments, which shouldn't take too much time either.
All right. Webb?
Was that bill introduced last week? This week, don't we have to read it this week and then vote next week?
It could always be marked for immediate action. If our president still chooses to do so.
It was never read last week.
Oh, okay. I yield.
Is there any further discussion on the motion to move the resolutions 2526-10 through 2526-13 to the top of new business? Seeing no further discussion, we'll move into voting. All those in favor of moving those resolutions to the top of new business, please raise your hand. Please raise your hand fully. All those opposed and all those who abstain, that passes 4-3-0. All right, back into the agenda as a whole. Is there any further discussion for the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move into voting. All those in favor of the agenda, please raise your hand. All those opposed and all those who abstain, that passes 7-0-0. Moving on to last week's minutes. Is there any discussion on last week's minutes? Seeing Senator Novak.
In the resolution, where was it? Motion to move resolution. And I actually think it all mentions of resolution 2526-08. It was brought up during the pro temp meeting. Michaela's name is spelled wrong.
Secretary Wu.
House rules, I will change that. Unfortunately, on the resolution itself, it was misspelled, and I didn't know that, so I was going off how it was spelled on the resolution. When I Sorry, Senator Ritchie, when I added you to the mailing list last night, I was like, oh, that's how it's spelled. So it will be House Rules corrected very soon.
All right, Senator Ludewan.
And there was a tie the first time around, and that's not reflected in the minutes.
Is there any further discussion on the minutes for last week? Seeing none, we'll move into voting for the approval of minutes last week. All those in favor for approving the minutes, please raise your hand. All those who oppose, and all those who abstain, that passes 502. Moving on to the minutes of 9/25/2025. Is there any discussion on those minutes? Seeing no discussion, we'll move into voting on the minutes of September 25th. All those in favor of approving the minutes of September 25th, please raise your hand. All those who oppose, and all those who abstain, that passes 610. All right. That concludes the voting of the minutes in the agenda. Moving on to announcements. President Luna Haro.
Good morning, everybody. I'd like to officially announce that as of Tuesday, our SGU treasurer has officially submitted his resignation form, therefore, which will take effect on October 22nd. In addition, I'd like to also announce that we are currently in the works for a special election regarding all the available positions, which will be the SGU treasurer, the SGU secretary, and chief justice. In addition, all acting senators will have to rerun in this election as well. So that's all I have for my announcement. Thank you.
Point of information, when would that be starting?
Special election?
Yeah, correct.
As of now, it's still in the works. The unofficial date that we might start it on is October 23rd. This is not official date yet. It is still in the works. So that's that.
All right. Moving on to guest speakers. Alexander Turner.
Great. So thank you to the president for inviting me here today. I'm Alexander Turner, the construction projects coordinator for the campus in the Department of Facilities. I'm also a former student of an alum of the Civil Engineering Technology program, and actually the former president of the student government from 10 years ago. So it's great to be back at the table. So I'm here to give a construction project update to the student government. So we currently have 19 projects currently underway on the campus in either the construction, design, or programming phase. We have 6 ongoing at Kinsella, 3 at Donovan, 2 at the campus center, 2 at the library, 2 at the athletic fields, 2 at Mohawk, 1 in Adirondack, and then another 3 kind of overlapping locations campus-wide. So the highlights. I know everyone is probably very excited to hear about the campus center. So that will be finished in June of 2026. So next year it'll be fully open to all students. That project involved the removal of the swimming pool area to create classroom space, one of which is a 70-person lecture hall. So we're really excited to get that online, probably about 6 or 7 new classrooms in the campus center. There will be a new centrally located residential life suite, renovated athletic lockers, offices, meeting spaces. The lobby will be renovated as well. And a reduction in carbon emissions with the removal of the natural gas boilers and the installation of a new geothermal heating system for heating and cooling of the building. So it is a split project. There's multiple phases. Phase 1 is nearly complete, and that involves the gymnasium. And actually, it will be open next week for men's and women's basketball practices. So parts of the campus center are coming online slowly. Another project we have ongoing is the C wing of Kinsella being renovated. That's the Wilcox wing. So that will see like updated classrooms and labs, increased visibility and natural light, renovated bathrooms, a lot of new space for computer science, digital labs, interactive media and game design, semiconductor processing lab, communications labs, senior capstone labs. So a lot of new spaces coming online with that. Construction on that should begin soon. So I don't have a definitive date for that, though. Another one in the works, health science addition to Donovan Hall. So this will be like a new part of Donovan Hall coming out. Currently also in the design stage for that. It's for the health science programs to include public health, healthcare management, psychology. And with all these dates are pretty open, so I don't have like definitive dates, unfortunately, at this moment, but also soon. Dining hall flooring replacement in the campus center, so not just the rest of the building, but the dining hall will be updated as well. The replacement of the vinyl flooring to a new epoxy flooring, construction commencing soon on that. There's a lot of lighting projects on campus. Mohawk Residence Hall, Hilltop Drive, Kinsella. We are very close to beginning construction on those. So hopefully very soon we'll have new LED light fixtures going all the way up to Mohawk, all around Kinsella. So it's nice and bright at nighttime. We also have the athletic turf field being replaced soon. So it's pretty much at the end of its 15-year lifespan. And that will see the removal of the existing turf field, replacement of the new one. Additionally, we're undertaking a stormwater drainage study at the baseball fields to address ponding and pooling of water after big rainfall events. That'll be starting soon. And then last one I have here is just emergency generators at Adirondack and Mohawk. Design's complete for those. What those do is they provide for the immediate transfer of electricity and power during a power outage. In an event that happens, construction to begin soon. And that's just a highlight reel of the many projects we have ongoing. I have a bigger list, but I figured these were the ones that were pretty pertinent. So, and I yield.
Senator Novak.
I have a couple of questions. The first one I had was, so currently the only entrance to the campus center is outdoors, and
Yep.
already it's starting to become a bit problematic with the weather,
Yep.
and it'll probably get more problematic once ice starts to become an issue from the snow, since there's no roof over that area. With phase one done, will there now be an inside entrance again to the campus center, or is the entrance still going to be outside?
Correct, yeah. The entrance to the dining hall will still be outside. We're currently working on entrances for like the basketball teams to enter into the gymnasium in the back, but the main entrance, the ones that you will be using, will still be the outdoor one.
And then this, right, because it wasn't just mentioned, I was just curious about it. Is there any plans to use that construction area that's behind Hilltop, or like? Because I know there was plans back in like 2021, but I haven't heard like any updates about that since like 2021.
Yeah, sure. That area, that's like the staging area that we have for big pieces of equipment or fill, dump trucks come back there. There's nothing currently planned to go in there, like a new building. It's just an area that we use to store the pieces of equipment that come onto campus to help in the construction. Yeah.
Basketball game this November in the CC?
Yes. Yes. Yep. So, yep, the games are currently scheduled for the campus center gymnasium. Yes. Yeah.
To watch these games?
Yes. We're currently still working that out right now. That is our plan, but stay tuned, and you'll receive that information from athletics. So. Yes.
The basketball be available only to people on the teams, or will it also be open to the general public to use?
Yeah. At this time, it's just the teams for now, until the whole thing opens back up in June.
I think you said that the dining hall floor will be updated. So how will that affect students? Will they be able to get through there while it's being updated, or?
The plan with that is to do it when students are not here, so either during one of the breaks in the winter or the summer. So stay tuned for that. But obviously, we're trying to minimally impact to students, so we don't want students walking through the new stuff as it's coming down. But yep. Yeah.
Question about the entrances, because you had mentioned that for now, entrance to the CC is just going to be the dining hall entrance. But when games start, will the main entrance be available for everyone, or is that?
Still working on the logistics of how people are going to enter inside and out of the camp center. But our plans are currently to have it available for basketball practices and basketball games starting soon. But logistically, we're still figuring out entrance. Yeah, thank you.
Alrighty, that concludes guest speakers. Moving on to executive reports, starting with President Luna Haro.
Good morning, everybody. As announced earlier, we are currently in the works for a special election, and it will be announced very shortly. In addition, I just came out of the Pillar 1 meeting yesterday, which focuses on student success. These pillars are what our SUNY Poly's administrators are working on, and I think the provost talked a little bit about it last meeting. So right now, I'm currently working with the administrator to create a structure of accountability for the appropriate departments when we send out our resolutions to make sure that our goals are being heard and that whoever the resolution goes towards, they're being held accountable, that they have considered our resolution and what are they currently doing about it and whatnot. Last but not least, I would like to reiterate the dress code for the SGU Senate meeting, which is business casual. I am not going to call out on anybody today, but I would like to let everybody know one last time before we send out official formal warnings and whatnot. I yield.
All right. Vice President report. Hello, everyone. As of this week, hiring has concluded for senator positions. As you can see, they're on the table. Thank you. Treasurer report. Vice Treasurer Kai.
No report.
Chief of Staff Malai.
So we finished setting up, we finished the training for the of PR, and then we still are setting up a training for Director of Wellness and Inclusion. We also opened the application forms for the two other directors, and so that will be open until next Wednesday, 15th, 11:59 p.m. I yield.
Apologize, everyone. I was out of order on my reports there. Sorry. But Secretary Wu.
I would appreciate it if, so I can't sometimes I don't notice the mistakes in the minutes on the agenda. I'm very sorry. If you could read them before the meeting and tell me if there's anything wrong, I can edit them before the meeting. That'd be really appreciated. Thank you all. Sorry for the mistakes.
All right. Director reports. Advisor Arts Johnny.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to those new members. I'm glad to have you. Just a couple announcement reminders. Next Friday will be the Domestic Violence Awareness Walk around campus at 3 o'clock. On the 22nd will be Polly Goes Pink, and that will be a walk around campus as well. Both of those will have a purple out game for the women's volleyball team after the walk for domestic violence, and a pink out game for women's soccer. As well as October 30th, we will have trunk or treat again. Last year we had 499 people showed up. Pretty sure there was one we just didn't count. So we'll round up to 500. If you'd like to have a trunk, there is a campus announcement out there. If any of your clubs or orgs want to develop a game to coincide with the trunks on the side for kids, that would be great to give them something else to do during the event. But it was super successful last year, so feel free to come out and get yourself some candy or participate. We'd love to have everybody there. I yield to Advisor Wadsworth.
Thanks, Heather. I yield.
All right. Director of PR Velez.
Hey y'all, glad to be back, but as your director this year for public relations, it's going to be a great year. Soon we'll be releasing a hiring poster you'll be able to see on campus. As well, you could reach out to the Instagram to apply for the director positions available. I am also looking for a deputy of PR to assist me in our weekly posts, general graphic design for the posters, and other delegations I'll have you do, as well as our nameplate design is finalized, and we're just waiting on everyone to fill the horseshoe with senators, all the directors, as well as stay tuned for Instagram updates coming soon. You.
All right. Director of Wellness and Inclusion B.
Guys, I'm excited to be your Director of Wellness and Inclusion. I officially started this past Tuesday, and I'm beginning to plan events to promote wellness and belonging across campus. And I'll also be working with student clubs organization. I'll also be meeting soon with Dr. Martin Montgomery, RVP of DEIB, to align our goals, and I'm excited to make a positive impact. So I look forward to it.
Alrighty, moving on to committee reports, starting with the Policy Committee. Hello, everyone. We are again having our meeting at 3 today. And since last meeting, we've been working on 3 bills. Come to the meeting if you would like to know. Other than that, those should be finalized, and we will be seeing them soon. Thank you. Moving on to Budget Committee. President Lunaharo.
Treasurer is now present here today. Our main goal for the Budget Committee is still wrapping up the Financial Policy 12th edition, and that's it.
Student Success.
Severe scheduling issues. However, we should have a meeting times shortly, and we will have that updated soon.
All right. Student Senate Advisory.
Good afternoon, everyone. I did say last week we were going to have a meeting this Friday, but due to events that came up, I've talked to Forrest, and I decided to cancel this meeting tomorrow. So our first meeting will actually be next week in the Student Center Theater from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. on Fridays.
Wellness and Inclusion.
Wellness and Inclusion has not gotten a meeting time yet due to the Director of Wellness and Inclusion currently not being in the group chat. But once we get the Director in there, I guess we'll start trying to find the time and trying to then find the time that works with everyone involved, and also the staff members who have to be involved.
All righty. Food Committee.
Similar to, I think, Student Success, pretty bad scheduling issues, but hopefully by next business meeting we'll have those ironed out and have a time in place.
Alrighty. Safety.
Safety and Facilities is currently still waiting for new senators to be added in. There's some members of it currently, but not enough to get it fully working. But once, hopefully today, after everyone gets added in, we can start trying to plan a time for Safeties and Facilities to meet that also works with facilities.
Class Gift.
Stands, we are waiting for more senators, seeing how I'm the only senator in the committee right now. So once we get more senators, we will be looking for a time to meet, which we will. I yield.
All right. That concludes committee reports. Moving on to organizational reports. Webb.
Very smoothly, and bowling again had some crazy numbers. Once again, going into semester break, Webb is extending the 3 movie dates for Tron Aries to purchase go to the theater. You can look for the times online and everything, but do not purchase tickets online. And also, the Hands on to Walter's Wicked Fest is on. Eye out for our socials for more information coming soon. I yield.
Hello, everyone. We're wrapping up everyone's activation funding, so I think we should be all set with that. By tomorrow, the Vice President and I are looking to make a couple more changes to our policies coming in the future, but as of right now, we're just continuing standard operations.
All right. Wildcat Media.
Wildcat Media is having our Name That Tune event on November 3rd, as well as a Halloween event for the students who are staying on campus on Halloween. On Halloween in the 80K Lounge from, I think, 6 to 10, but look on our social media for the time. There'll be prizes, there'll be food. So if you're staying on campus this Halloween, there'll be something for people to do, run by the school. We are assisting with Jazz and Hip Hop's Halloween concert, and we are providing lasers and ultraviolet lighting. We are also, so yeah, look out for that on our social media as well. Also, to all the new people in the horseshoe, I'm going to go over mics. If you have a face mic, do not press the mute button. We control the mics being muted and unmuted from our team in the back. Be nice to them because they're real people. It's also, do not wrap wire around the mic. That causes it to break. These things are expensive. And also, please, 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 if you have a face mic, wear it. If you hold it in your hand, it will not pick up your voice. Just put it on your face like this. We control everything else. So yeah, thank you. I yield.
Wildcat Esports.
Wildcat Esports is still doing well. Teams are doing well. Streaming has been started, and we will be looking to promote it further through our socials, stuff like that. Practice planning is still in progress and should hopefully be done sometime next week, maybe the week after, but should be done within 2 weeks. And we also have a few events coming up besides our usual Smash Sundays, with a peak event being October 18th and a Nintendo event on October 24th. Thank you.
Alrighty. That concludes reports. Moving on to old business. There is no old business. Moving on to new business, starting with Resolution 2526-10. Senator Capo.
Resolution number 252610.
Senator Ludewan.
We, the Senate of SUNY Poly Student Government at Utica, do hereby resolve to appoint Amna Khan as acting senator. Whereas there was less than optimal numbers of senators elected, and whereas several communities were unable to be filled and therefore were dropped, and whereas a hiring process took place, therefore be it. Enacted, Amna Khan will be appointed as an acting senator, and enacted, Amna Khan will fill an open position for senior senator, therefore be it. Resolved, Amna Khan will act as a representative for their year class, and be it further resolved, Amna Khan will serve as acting senator until the next special election or executive election, and be it further resolved, the student body of SUNY Poly will be better represented, and be it finally resolved, the SGU Senate will be able to operate at a more effective level.
Senator.
A resolution to limit limit discussion to a quick bio, then 3 questions, then going into executive, followed by executive session.
The nominee, then 3 questions, and then move into executive session for the vote. Senator. Excuse me. The microphone.
My name is Amna. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a junior biology major, a medical sociology minor, and a chemistry minor. I'm the president of MSA and the vice president of Pre-Health Club, and I'm a peer learning tutor at the Learning Center, and I'm also a TA in my biology courses on campus.
Thank you for the bio. We will now move into questions. President Lunaharo.
Why do you want to be a senator?
So, when I first started at SUNY Poly, I wasn't an active member on campus, but joining clubs and getting into leadership roles has really helped me to see what my peers around me need on campus, and just being an active part of this community, just being a voice for students on campus, I think is important, and bridging that gap between students and administration. So helping to do that.
Senator Novak.
To be able to effectively focus on academics, being a club executive, a teacher
When I first signed the contract for senator, I knew like the time that I was allotted for this role, so I do know that what senator asked me, how much effort I need to put into this role, so I've prepared for that in my schedule.
Is there any further questions? CFB.
Weakness will be in the role of senator.
Yeah, similar to what I was previously asked, time management I think is something that I want to continue to get better at. It's something that I do need to work for, and like right now I'm getting better at it. But obviously continuing to be able to still keep my leadership roles on campus, but being a senator will definitely keep me busy. But yeah, just getting better at that, I think.
All right. Thank you. That concludes our questioning period. We'll now be moving into executive session. If I could ask all the audience members to please leave the room. Passes. Alrighty. Moving on to resolution number 2526-11. Senator Gillis.
26-11.
Second by Senator Fisher. You may continue.
We, the Senate of SUNY Poly Student Government at Utica, do hereby resolve, whereas there was less than an optimal number of senators elected, and whereas several committees were unable to be filled, therefore were dropped, and whereas a hiring process took place, therefore be it enacted, Aiden Pena will be appointed as an acting senator, and enacted, Aiden Pena will fill an open position for sophomore senator. Therefore be it resolved, Aiden Pena will act as a representative for their class year, and therefore be it further resolved, Aiden Pena will serve as an acting senator until the next special election or executive election, and be it further resolved, the student body of SUNY Poly will be better represented, and be it finally resolved, the SGU Senate will be able to operate and move at an effective level.
All right, moving into discussion. Senator Novak.
Same motion I did last time, or do I have to state it fully?
Please state it fully.
Okay. Like to have the candidate come up to the mic, give a short bio, then followed by a period of 3 questions, then followed by executive session.
All right, we have a motion. Is there a second? Second by Senator Ritchie. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, we'll move into voting. Does anyone oppose unanimous consent of the motion? Seeing no opposition, that passes unanimously. Could I have the nominee please step up to the mic? And if I could ask you, just stay close to the mic when you're speaking so it's picked up.
Hi, my name is Aiden Pena. I'm a sophomore, and my major is computer engineering. I'm from Westchester County, and yeah.
What previous experience do you have that makes you a fit for being a senator?
So personally, I don't have much experience here on campus. This is my second year here, and that's why I want to get involved. But in high school, I was the president of my bowling team. I was a part of many clubs, and yeah.
President Lunaharo.
Why did you want to be a senator?
I want to finally get involved with some groups on campus, and I want to be able to give a voice to the students here since I see a lot of problems. Not a lot of problems, but a couple of issues.
Wildcat Esports.
Do see some issues popping up here and there. Do you mind just listing a few that you would be more inclined to work towards resolving, stuff like that?
Well, one thing I saw was that, I forgot his name, but he mentioned the project leader or whatever. He was talking about the lights on campus. I felt like a lot of campus was really dark, especially driving around. So.
Alrighty, that concludes the questioning period. We'll now executive session. Could I ask the audience to please leave the room? All right. For the audience members coming back in the room, that resolution passed. Moving on to resolution number 2526-12. Senator Rose.
Accept resolution number 2526-12.
Second by Senator Fisher. You may continue.
All right. We, the Senate of SUNY Poly Student Government at Utica, do hereby resolve, whereas there was less than optimal number of senators elected, and whereas several committees were unable to be filled and therefore were dropped, and whereas a hiring process took place, therefore be it enacted, Kendrick Horndern will be appointed as an acting senator, and enacted Kendrick Horndern will fill an open position for sophomore senator. Therefore, be it resolved, Kendrick Horndern will act as a representative for their class year, and be it further resolved, Kendrick Horndern will serve as acting senator until the next special election or executive election, and be it further resolved, the student body of SUNY Poly will be better represented, and be it finally resolved, the SGU Senate will be able to operate at a more effective level.
All right. Moving in discussion. Is there any discussion on the resolution? Senator Novak.
Can I make a motion to have the candidate come up to the mic, give a short bio, then followed by a period of 3 questions, then followed by executive session?
All right. We have a motion. Is there a second? Second by Senator Fisher. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, does anyone oppose unanimous consent? Seeing no opposition, that passes unanimously. Can I have the nominee please come up to the mic?
Hi, my name is Kendrick Horndern. I'm a sophomore here. I'm a computer science major.
Can you get a little closer to the mic, please?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay, sorry. I was saying my name is Kendrick. I'm a sophomore here. I'm a computer science major. I'm from Long Island, New York. I'm not involved in any clubs at the moment, but I figured this would be a good way to get into that. So.
Alrighty, we'll now be moving into a questioning period. Does anyone have a question? Senator Novak.
What's one issue, excluding food, you have noticed on campus that you as a senator would like to address / try and improve on?
So last year, I injured myself breaking my ankle, and at the time I lived in the Hilltop Residency. I noticed on some of the roads, especially towards the edge of campus, the roads weren't salted, so they were iced over, and in a boot wearing crutches, I wasn't able to really get around, having to call an Uber just to get to class. So that would be one thing I'd like to address to make sure that wouldn't happen to anybody else. So.
All right. Is there a second question? Director of PR.
Do you have any past experiences that will help you in the senator position?
Yeah, so over the summer back home, I lifeguard, but it's much more of a public relations type of position. So instead of sitting on stand watching over people in the pool, I'm much more dealing with the public and complaints I have with the pool and relating it to my superiors and kind of working through that way to form a better community and standard of care at our facility. So.
All right. Senator Fisher.
Previously, for the last few years, SGU and the student body don't communicate very well with each other. I was wondering how, as a senator, will you help this relationship between the student body and SGU improve so that there's more collaboration between the student body and SGU?
Yeah, so a good way that I think would help improve that is online public forums or perhaps surveys around campus that you can post in the dining hall or popular spots on campus such as Kinsella Hall, the SC, and Donovan Hall. So that way we can directly hear voices from the student and kind of discuss that in our meetings to better their lives and ours. So.
All right. Thank you. That concludes the questioning period. Can I ask the audience members to please exit the room for executive session? Alrighty, for the audience member, that resolution passed. Moving on to Resolution 2526-13, Senator Ritchie.
2526-13.
Do we have a second? Second by Senator Fisher. You may continue.
The Senate of SUNY Poly Student Government at Utica do hereby resolve, whereas there is less than optimal number of senators elected, and whereas several committees were unable to be filled and therefore were dropped, and whereas a hiring process took place, therefore be it enacted, Grayson Weddle will be appointed as an acting senator, and enacted Grayson Weddle will fill an open position for senior senator. Therefore be it resolved, Grayson Weddle will act as a representative for their class year, and be it further resolved, Grayson Weddle will serve as an acting senator until the next special election or executive election. And be it further resolved, the student body of SUNY Poly will be better represented, and be it finally resolved, the SGU Senate will be able to operate at a more effective level.
All right, moving into discussion on the motion.
Motions.
Start with the first one.
Okay. First one, I would like to push back open forum to 1:55 p.m.
We have a motion to push back open forum, second by Senator Fisher. All those in favor of pushing back open forum, please raise your hand. All those opposed, and all those who abstain, that motion dies. All right. Senator Novak. 2, 2, 3.
I'd like to make a motion to limit, to have the candidate come up to the mic, give a short bio, we limit the period of 3 questions, and then go into executive session.
All right. We have a motion for the bio, 3 questions, and into executive session, second by Senator Rose. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing no discussion, does anyone not approve of unanimous consent? Seeing no opposition, that passes. Can I have the nominee come up to the mic?
Hi everyone, I'm Grayson Weddle. I'm a 4th year student here at SUNY Poly. I'm a computer science major. I last year served on the executive board as the treasurer. I previously served as the vice treasurer. I also co-founded the pool club that is currently running on campus, and I'm presently the treasurer of that pool club. Thank you.
All right. We'll now move into the questioning period. Does anyone have any questions? President Lunaharo.
Why do you want to be a senator?
I'm mostly looking to get involved. I've always had an interest in policy and legislation, and the Senate felt like a good fit in that regard. There's not a lot of buy-in from the student body with regards to student government. We have, hundreds upon hundreds of students, and yet there's still missing seats in our Senate, so I'm just looking to help correct that and be an active participant. I yield.
Is there a second question? Director of PR Velez.
Last year, you received some harsh negative backlash for some unethical practices last year. What did you learn from it, and how do you plan to improve this year in the senator position?
Just to make sure we're on the same page, could you detail the unethical practices?
Actually, I'm not going to hear this question. Can I have another second question? Pro Tem Ludewan.
At first, during the semester when the actual Senate election was open, you were an active member in the audience. So I'm curious as to why you didn't choose to run in that Senate election, but you're here as a nominee now.
During that time, I had applied for the chief of staff position. Looking back, I probably could have run for senator and possibly also applied for the chief of staff position at the same time, but I was hopeful for that position. Ultimately, I did not get it, so I'm just looking to join now and correct my earlier mistake. Thank you for the question.
And for a final question, Senator Novak.
One problem you've noticed on campus that you wish to work on as a SGU senator that is not food?
I think it would really come down to student engagement, right? And we're very fortunate this year that our incoming first-year class is, first of all, so big and also so involved in campus life. Student government should definitely be taking advantage of this opportunity to do more. I know our director of PR already has plans for outreach and getting more students involved in student government. With such a large student body and so many active first years, I really think student government should be focusing on bringing more students in, hearing student concerns, and reaching back out. Thank you.
All right. That concludes our questioning period. Can I ask the audience members to please leave the
Why is it always dark over here?
Good.
Yeah, yeah.
Alrighty. For the audience members, 2 motions have passed. One is an extension of open forum to 155, and the second is the resolution as a whole. Alrighty. Moving on to bill number 2526-01, Senator Fisher.
All right, one sec. Motion to accept Senate Bill number 2526-01.
Do we have a second? Second by Senator Rose. You may continue.
At Utica of SUNY Poly, as represented in the Senate, do hereby enact as follows. The purpose of this bill is to create a process within SGU policies and procedures that allow minor editorial updates to be made without full Senate legislation, improving document maintenance and accuracy.
All right. Moving into discussion of the bill, is there any discussion? Our audience member.
Just a couple of questions. From perusing this, it seems that the bill only deals with editorial changes to the policies and procedures. I'm just curious as to why this doesn't also encompass organization policies and procedures and organization constitutions. The organization policies and procedures, some of them have been very recently updated. Others still have typos, missing punctuation, very much the sort of thing that we're looking to fix in the policies and procedures. I understand that we probably can't include the SGU Constitution in this, given that would need a vote of the student body to actually pass. But I'm just wondering as to why the organizations and, for example, the financial policy aren't included in this. I yield.
Alrighty. Is there any further discussion? Our audience member?
Am I allowed to ask directly, I suppose, of the president for the rationale behind this? I believe they are the author of the bill, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
can for you. President Lunahara, would you like to respond to the question?
No comments.
Alrighty. Is there any further? Senator Fisher.
I just not seeing it. Where is the approval of the change log? Well, the only thing that is highlighted that I see, I don't see where that is.
That's supposed to be where it would go in the agenda for
Oh.
a few meetings.
No, it's kind of confusing how it's, how it looks. Okay, thank you. I yield.
Webb.
Arching in this as well. I yield.
President Lunahara.
So the main focus of this bill was to focus on the SGU policies and procedures. If it were to involve the organizations and other policies and procedures, I would like to separate that in another bill, because this bill includes the change logs for the policies and procedures only. And I would like to set a specific structure where it's clear of how exactly are we going to do it in regards to the organizations. I yield.
All right. Our audience member.
Respectfully, wouldn't it be rather simple to expand this policy to include the organization policies? To me, it seems that all you would have to do is change which documents are included. That would be under minor editorial changes to the policies and procedures, and then under the change log, just simply have that it state the actual governing document that's being changed. I yield.
Director of PR.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's because the SGU secretary only pertains to direct SGU-related content, and the organizations, I believe, have their own members that could, through other bills, have their own secretary or personnel to do their editorial changes. I yield.
CFP.
In my contracts, it's my secretary's duty to keep our policies up to date, so it kind of create a mismatch if we also have the SGU secretary working on without. It just makes more sense for them to be separate bills in my mind.
Senator Novak.
I also like just going on to that. I also feel like personally, if the organizations were included in this, I feel like it'd be a bit of an overstep on the powers of the executive board of SGU, because then they could edit things behind the back of the organizations that control them, even if it is minor stuff, and that could cause problems. Even if it's like minor changes, if it's changed and the rest of the org doesn't know it, that could theoretically cause issues or other stuff. And so I feel like, it's kind of like that's that way the orgs are in control of their own policies and constitution as they, should be.
So just
yield.
a point of information to the general horseshoe. The changes wouldn't, the whole point is that it's just grammatical and stuff. It wouldn't actually change meanings or anything, so your policies wouldn't change or anything like that. Wildcat Esports.
I do think there just needs to be more discussion if we are including organizations. So I think I would like to just agree with President Lunahara's decision of setting aside the organization policies and documents, because it would be much easier to just pass the SGU one as it's already been discussed, whereas if we were to add organization documents on there, we would need more time as we would need to individually also.
President Lunahara.
So I just want to echo what esports mentioned, and I do see the value in having this for the organizations. I just believe that there's more discussions to be had regards to how exactly, like CFB mentioned, how their secretary will be involved, how our secretary will be involved. But so yeah, I just wanted to make it separate so that we can see exactly how it will be implemented. I yield.
Our audience member.
That does make sense, right? And I recognize that organizations have their own secretaries, and it would take a little more work on the floor to include them in that process, given not all orgs have secretaries. But is there a reason then why the financial policy isn't included in this? I recognize that Budget Committee and the Treasurer is generally in charge of proposing amendments to financial policy, but it's still an SGU governing document, and the SGU Secretary is still responsible for it in that regard. I yield.
President Lunahara.
I'd like to entertain a motion to add the financial policy to be.
All right, we have a motion to add in. I apologize. Can you specify where you would like to add that in? The audience member cannot entertain motions.
I rescind my motion. I'll have to relook at the whole thing.
Can I entertain a motion to change the wording of the purpose within the bill to state to create a process within SGU policy procedures and financial policy that allows minor editorial updates to be made? So heard by Pro Tem Ludewan. Is there a second? Second by Senator Novak. Moving the discussion of the amendment. Is there any discussion on the amendment?
Point of clarification, can you repeat the amendment and where you're making that?
So the amendment would be within the purpose of the bill, as nothing within the actual section states that it has to be strictly the policies and procedures. So this would be more to clearly outline that the purpose of the bill itself is. Our audience member.
Under 16.6.0, doesn't it explicitly state that the SGU Secretary, in coordination with the Policy Committee Chair and SGU Advisor, shall have the authority to make minor editorial changes to the policies and procedures? I don't think policies and procedures as a noun encompasses the financial policy. That's just my interpretation. But wouldn't we want to add it to that section as well, just so it's clear for posterity, since I don't think people will be looking at this bill after it passes? I yield.
I would like to ask Senator or Pro Tem Ludewan to rescind the motion and restate the amendment. All right, thank you. Can I entertain a motion to add in to the purpose following within SGU policy procedures to add the words and SGU financial policy, and then in 16.6.0 to add in changes to the SGU policies and procedures and SGU financial policy. Is there a so heard? So heard by Senator Rose. Is there a second? Second by Senator Ritchie. All right, moving to discussion on the amendment. Is there any discussion on the amendment? Webb. That is correct.
I forget which one it is. I'm so sorry. I don't have the PowerPoint pulled up.
We will now move into swear-ins. Can I ask all of the members who are passing resolution this meeting to please come to the center of the horseshoe?
Point of something.
Point of order.
Can I get my nameplate point of Thank you.
Center of the horseshoe.
Don't be shy, come in front.
Yeah, sign-in sheet.
This is the sign-in sheet.
Oh, God. All right.
Because I have a CFB meeting.
When I say state your name, you state your name. When I say state your organization and position, you will say SGU, your year, and then senator. So SGU senior senator, SGU sophomore senator, and whatnot. Okay. So please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Will faithfully uphold the student government of Utica Constitution and carry out the duties of state your organization and position to the best of my ability and will represent the students of SUNY Poly in a fair and unbiased manner. Congratulations.
Wildcat Media. We have a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Second by Senator Fisher. All those in favor of adjournment, please raise your hand. We're going to restart that. All those in favor of adjournment, please raise your hand. All those who oppose and all those who abstain, that passes 3-0. We are now adjourned at 1:57.